Good, af- Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the inaugural session of the Design Exploration Program 2020. My name is Dion, and I would like to uh, welcome each and every one of you. I hope you all can see my cam. Hope you all can see who I am, and I'm happy to invite you all to have you all here for the inaugural session of the Design Exploration Program 2020. At DQ Labs, all of us are really excited to start off the session for this year, and it's something that's going to be really cool. So we are taking the let me put it this way. Whatever has happened recently with the COVID-19, it's really tragic, but we're using this as an opportunity to have an even better experience for each of you. So with no further ado, let me go ahead and start off. But before I start, I would like to uh, let me just share my screen. Hold on. Okay, I will. Let me hold on a second. All right, so before I start, I'd like to wish each and every one of you a very, very happy Easter. Um, so, so let me go down to my presentation and start off right away. So what we are going to do here is we're going to do this in three parts. Okay, it's going to start off with a presentation um, on what architecture is, on what design is, on what fashion is, what creativity is in general, how important is creativity in this particular day and age, how relevant it is, and how it is, a person who has certain characteristics, okay, how they can be channeled into a career provided they are interested in it. All right. So we have a few objectives of this program. One is to take every student through an array of projects, okay, which is architecture, design, and fashion related projects, because all these three are design related projects. And what you really require is something called design thinking, okay. Um, but all that will be taken in the slightly later sessions. And I would like to go ahead and first verify that if all of I've put all of you on mute for now, okay? But do you see a small questions pane? If you can see a questions pane and you can hear me, type in yes, because I just want to make sure that all of y'all can hear me and y'all can see me. Okay, fantastic. So y'all can, I'm guessing y'all can also see my screen and my presentation. So fantastic. I'm glad that all of us are on the same page. So we're DQ Labs. We've been founded by a team of Shaun and Umesh. And what we do is we nurture talent for creative careers. So what we do is we identify talent and talent required for a creative career, and we help students get that path. So this path is not for everybody, but it's for a few, but some of them. Okay, so let's start off with the founders. The founders are Umesh and Shaun. Umesh is an architect and a designer from IIT Delhi. He's been a university top ranker throughout. Um, He's worked with Jaguar Land Rover in the UK. He's worked with Hyundai Motors in the US and General Motors on their global design projects. Then we have Shaun. Shaun is also a designer from IIT Delhi, and and he's also been with General Motors for a long time. And they've both graduated from IIT Delhi, and they got into General Motors, and they started DQ Labs from their home. Okay, and to reach where we are today, 10,000 plus students we've mentored, and and this is some of the projects they've done. They worked on some transportation projects, architecture, interiors, UI, UX projects. Okay, you'll get familiar with all these things. Umesh is also a TED TEDx speaker. He's got a very interesting TED talk on creativity in education. Um, we'll probably show that to you in a little bit, either today or through the course of the program. Shaun is also an inspirational speaker. Over here, we see him uh, giving a talk to all the, at a government level, to all the government art teachers, because we would, the area we're working on is to spread the importance and relevance of creativity. Okay. Um, Umesh and Shaun have also founded a company called Example. This this company called Example is a learning platform, and it's a learning platform with a difference. They have won the NASSCOM Design for India 2019 award. It's a very significant award in when it comes to NASSCOM. But the reason we put it here is to show that the people who are mentoring your kids or the kids here are extremely well achieved and continue to be passionate about education and winning very significant awards as well. A little bit about me. My name is Dion. I have been with I'm with DQ Lab since 2014. I had the counseling team. I had outreach. I had all the activities with schools. Um, that's what I do. Okay. And I also had the expansion of TQ Labs both online and offline. All right. Um, I am also a co-founder of Example EduTech, the learning platform. And prior to DQ Labs, I used to be with Mahindra and Mahindra in the automotive sector in the head office in Mumbai. All right, that's a little bit about me. Now, let me start off with a little video, and let me come here and start off with this video. Hold on. So this is a video. Before I start the video, let me give you a background to this. Yeah, let me give you a background to this. This video is made by a company called Haval. Okay, it's an automotive company, a Chinese automotive company, and this video really showcases what life is going to be in 2050. Okay, that's just 30 years down the line. Now, at the end of this video, I'm going to ask you to type in something that you really liked about this video, what you found interesting in this. All right. So just going to start, and let me make this full screen. And I hope you can hear.
क्या करूं बोल वाली है, मैं चेंज करना पाऊंगा।
No one can see you.
Auto driving mode activate.
All right. So how did you find that? Was that interesting? Yeah, so you can type out your comments. So the reason why I have muted all of y'all is because there are over 85 people here, which is phenomenal. So that's amazing. I'm totally taken aback, but good, very happy about it. But the reason why we show that video is because it's got absolutely everything. Okay, you see the drone, which is product design, or you see the car itself, which is transportation design, and all the controls that you see, the digital panels, right? The digital controls, be it the instrument panel or the glass. Um, all of that is UI UX, the interaction design, right? So yeah, please type out what you like. So Vanshika Garg says she liked the animal detection and the disco lights on the cars, right? Amazing. Yeah, so that's true. Please type out what you like, and also Kimaya says face recognition. Yeah, um, the layout of the city. Vishaka says the layout of the city so spacious yet crowded. Fantastic. Um, Abar Anade says I like the fact that they could send pictures. Yeah, take the picture from the glass of the car and then send that out. Right. Um, Fingerprint lock, of course. Uh, Techno. I love the techno from Simran. Yeah, technology, how far they can take man. Fantastic. Some good comments here. Aerial pickup, yes. The hologram designing is brilliant. Of course. Aditi? Absolutely. Arya says, how much can you do during a car ride? That's absolutely spot on. The Saksham says the design of the house. Okay. I love the fact that you can. Oh, very interesting from Ajasri Jain. I like the fact that from your car you can cook food in your house. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. So beautiful. I'm getting a lot of suggestions, a lot of observations. Okay. But really, where do you see yourselves fit into this, for yourself? Where do you see yourself playing a part in this? Okay. That's really the question. Now, this is an interpretation by this company called Haval. Um, their interpretation of life in 2050. And if we go back 50, 60 years, 50, 60 years ago, when they had envisioned what the year 2000 is going to be, they envisioned everybody being in space suits, driving around and flying cars and things like that. So that's definitely not happened yet. Um, so this is one of the interpretations of our interpretation of the future. So it may be true, it may not be true, but there's something interesting, okay? Something that we cannot separate, that we are using technology to be integrated with our cars, right? That's interesting. And your car is no longer going to be a car. It's going to be your office space. It's going to be your entertainment area. It's going to be a party zone, right? It's going to. Sejal is saying my voice is unclear. I hope it's better now. Let me switch off the fan. Okay, I hope it's clearer now. Yeah. So so your car is no longer going to be a car. It's going to be so much more than a car. Okay. Um, Similarly, your house is no longer going to be a house, right? It's going to be an office space. It's going to be such an integrated environment um, that we cannot imagine how it's going to go, at what pace it's going to change. Okay, if we look at what's happened in the last 2 months, all right, or in the last 1 month for that matter, within 30 days, everything has gone online, right? Almost everything, every service has gone online, everything. This education, this businesses that's functioning, so much is happening online in 30 days. Okay. Imagine the pace things are going to change in the next 5 years. What we envision is that the jobs that were hot 5 years ago will probably not even exist in 5 years. So things are changing at a rapid pace, and we need to see how we are ready to adapt to this change. Okay, all of us. Um, right. So I'm gonna go back to my presentation. Okay. So, gonna stress a little bit on the significance of design, architecture, fashion, whatever you see. Okay, a little bit about that. For starters, we all use mobile phones, but really, who thinks of a mobile phone, right? Who has a phone? The primary use is just to make calls, but now we have a phone that does so much more, right? So over here we have a phone with an Uber app, okay, and you can get so much of information in a snapshot, right? So this phone has both interaction design, it has UI UX design, the phone itself is product design, the graphics that you see is graphic design, and so much of complex information presented to you in such a simple manner, right? So that is information architecture, right? So so now this is design, and each of these aspects of design has an entire team behind it. Okay. Um, Just a second. All right. So now I'm going to take this and put it in a different context, the same concepts in a different context of an airline, right? So even in an airline, the plane itself is transportation design. Okay. What you see inside, product design, you see experience design, fashion design, interaction design, everything is brought together to form a very cohesive experience for you. And the experience that you see in an Indigo flight is going to be different from a Emirates flight, from a SpiceJet. It's all planned and designed right from the time you book your tickets to the time you enter the airport to the time you go sit in the aircraft and exit. All right. So everything has been thought of. Now, um, I'm going to stress a little bit about how this changes, this impacts people, okay? Design and architecture. So we have Paperboat, a company that is into juice, right? Um, Same mundane juice already being sold in millions of cartons all across by so many companies. A new entrant comes in, they just change the packaging, and today you see Paperboat all over the place, right? They change the packaging, change the flavors, and voila, you have you have an amazing product. Um, Nokia. I'm not sure if any of the kids would remember Nokia, but definitely the parents would. Nokia was such an aspirational brand when we were growing up. Um, Today Nokia is nowhere. Okay, And the reason why they are nowhere is because they were unable to perceive what the consumer wants and how to adapt to the changing demands of a consumer. Okay. Um, and that's really what happened to Nokia. Now they are nowhere. All right. Take it further. We'll take it further. Good design means good business. All right. So here we have a graph, and this would probably be more interesting to parents here. We have a graph in which, had you invested money in the stock market, the American stock market, from in June 2003, and here we see the trend, the overall S&P index versus the design index. And what we mean by design index are the design driven companies. Okay, Apple, Coca-Cola, Ford, Herman Miller, all these are highly design centric companies. All right. Had you invested in this over a 10-year period, you would have made a lot more money in a design driven company. Now, there's two interesting things that we see here. One is the gap between the gap keeps increasing. Okay, that means uh, design oriented companies are actually making more money and getting rewarded as well. Okay, so there's a, and this change has been happening more drastically since 2008 2009 in that phase. Okay, so this is interesting to you that what you guys are entering is trying to understand design at a very basic level, but this is something that has a lot of significance in our current scenario. Okay, um, just 1 second. Right, just need to. Okay, um, right. So good design makes life simple, safe, beautiful, and delightful. Right, and of course efficient. Um, so so this is a regular fan. Okay. I'm not sure how many of y'all have, uh, you know, seen this before, but what do you think could be changed in this fan? I want you to type in uh, your comments, right? The shape of the blades. Abar Anade is saying the shape of the blades, the design, the casing of the fan. Of course, this looks so bulky, so cumbersome. The color, Nitish, of course, the color. This is quite boring. Operation, Arushi is saying the operation. Of course, Kevin Varghese is saying the blade design. The size of the fan, the size, of course. Okay, the noise it creates. Arya Anand. Okay, the boring look. Sejal is saying it looks pretty boring. That's absolutely true. Just 1 second. Um, Hold on. I need to. Okay. Right. The inner electronic mechanism to reduce too much consumption of energy. Prasad Krishnamurti. Yes, of course. Probably too much noise. We've seen all these fans before, right? Portability and bulkiness. Anushi Rajguru. Okay. Fantastic. I think we've got some phenomenal, suggestions here. But can we say let's remove the blades, let's have a fan without blades, right? Is that possible? Yeah, Tanush is saying the base of the fan is horrible. Yeah, so Akash Thomas is saying yes, it's possible to have a fan without blades. um yeah, absolutely, Vanshika. And that is what we see here. This is a bladeless fan created by James Dyson. He's an inventor and designer, and he looked at a regular fan. Okay, and he said, you know what? I don't like this look. Can we do something different with it? Okay. And he said, okay, let's try and do something interesting. And you see, the fan has such an interesting shape. Okay. Um, you can have it round, you can have it, elliptical, various shapes you can have with this fan. It looks nice, it's easy to use, it's transportable. Um, and Alankrita Mishra is saying it has no design, it's so plain. Yeah, of course. So there are positives and negatives with everything. Of course, this could also be considered as plain, but it's also radical, right? It's it's a very radical idea to something that we are so not used to. And as a designer, okay, now I'm coming down to the mindset of a designer. Let's get into James Dyson's head and say, what was he thinking when he was coming up with this, right? So so James Dyson looked at a fan and said, you know what, can I make this different? Right? Now, he's not able to answer all the questions. He can come up with the idea, but he needs to ask an engineer, is this possible? Right? So he goes to somebody and says, you know what, is this really possible? And then the engineer thinks about it and says, yes, let's try this. And they start experimenting, working together. And then they say, okay, let's this is possible, so let's see how we can make it a lot more less bulky, a lot more versatile. Let's do a lot of things, and suddenly you find them interacting with a lot more, with a larger team. Okay, so you'll see them talking to electrical engineers, see them talking to designers, see them talking to so many other people, just to make this work. And finally, once they create this entire plan, um, they need to know, really, can this be a commercial proposition? So they need to talk to business people, they need to talk to advertising agencies, marketing agencies, really, just to make this product come into the market, right? Now, James Dyson, as a designer, is not an expert in all of these, right? But what he had is a brilliant idea. But what else he had? He had the grit to keep researching. He had the networking skills to keep talking to other people and finding out, is this possible? Is that possible? He had financial skills to see, is this going to be financially viable? Can I sell it? Can I sell it at a premium price? Um, these are the things. So, as a designer, designers come up with the ideas, and they come up with radical, brilliant ideas. Okay, but they also have to have a whole lot of other skills. Okay, so as a designer, you need to focus on building a lot more skills than just your sketching. Okay, this is more than sketching, right? uh, right. So these are buildings that we've seen tremendously all over the place. um, I'm not sure if you'll have seen this, but just off the top of your head, what do you think this is? I'm looking for suggestions here. Anybody can give me a suggestion. What do you think this is off the top of your head? A frying pan, okay? Frying pan, a plane. Vanshika is close. So Vanshika, I'm not going to give your answer out yet. Utkarsh says it's a building, a ship, an airplane, a toaster, a boat, an iron box, a soggy newspaper. I can see a face. Charan can see a face. Fantastic. Getting some uh, amazing suggestions here. Submarine. Okay, I've got suggestions. I've got suggestions like it's a dead body. Okay, people are saying it looks like a dead body. Someone saying it looks like a sentence. Okay, yeah, but let me show you what this is. Scribbling. Yeah, Raj. So Raja Rajan is saying it's scribbling. So let me show what it is. Okay. So Utkarsh was right. Um, this is the initial sketch done by an architect, a very famous architect, um, called Frank Gehry, and it was the initial sketch of this particular building called the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao, Spain. Okay. Now, it's amazing to see how this sketch has translated into this, right? But it also tells us loads. What it tells us is that Frank Gehry is one of the top architects in the world. Okay, this project is an award-winning project. But what happened is, you know, um, Frank Gehry did focus on his sketching skills. What is more important, his sketching skills or his ability, the ideas that are there in his head, right? Obviously, he had a brilliant idea. Maybe not good with the sketch, but it was a brilliant idea. But his sketches are good enough to make it a real building, right? So now, do you really need to have great sketching skills to be a good designer? The answer is not really. Okay, we wouldn't want your sketches to look like a dead body or an iron box when you're really doing a building. Okay, so your sketches should be good enough to communicate what you have in your mind. You have better skill sets, phenomenal. Certain fields of design require you to have brilliant skill sets, okay, but it's not always required. What is more required is that you have fabulous ideas and you can make those ideas a reality. All right. um, so that's that. So good design, does it need to be expensive? Well, we have, I'm not sure how many of y'all are from Hyderabad, but IKEA is a brand that has very good furniture at very reasonable rates. Anyway, moving forward, here we see, I'm sure you'll recognize the person here, right? So we see Mark Zuckerberg talking to Frank Gehry, and Frank Gehry is the same architect who built the Guggenheim Museum. He's also built the Facebook headquarters at California. Now, why we put this in here is to highlight another characteristic of a designer, right? A designer not only needs to have these fabulous ideas himself, but this designer also needs to understand what are the fabulous ideas in somebody else's mind and make that a reality. That is another characteristic required by a designer. So what I'm saying all this while is what are the skills that you should be focusing on and how you can focus on these skills and how do we bring that out of you. Okay. The design exploration program brings every kid is exposed to all aspects of what I've just spoken about, and we help bring this kind of creativity out of students. Okay. So a little bit on the work environment that you get to work in. Okay, um, so of course, not very often, but more often than not, designers like to work in a more vibrant environment, not a standard, boring environment. So over here we see, a product design studio. This designer is designing the chair, and you see the seat over there, right? This is a transportation design studio, something what Shaun and Umesh have worked in. This is a workshop. Um, this is a fashion design studio. Again, you see a very creative, very colorful environment. Possibly an architecture studio. So you see, these are very interesting environments where you get to work in. Okay, um, because inherently creative people do not like boring environments, right? They like to see something which is interesting. Um, Coming down to the opportunities, all right. Um, right, a mobile phone. Mobile phone used to make calls. Of course, now has so many more functions, but really people are paying 1 lakh, 1.5 lakhs for an iPhone, but would you pay the same 1 lakh for a Micromax? Right? That's a question you should be asking. The answer is really no. A lot of people would not. There may be one of people who probably pay, but most people would not pay a 1 lakh for a Micromax. And the reason is the overall experience that's been created. Okay, the experience that Apple is creating in their phones, at least they're pitching it to be so much superior that people are really willing to stand in a queue overnight just to be the first one to buy that phone, right? So there is something that's added to that, and that something is design. Okay, that experience is designed, right? It does not happen by mistake. So what are the types of jobs that you can get when you do design as a designer? All right. um, Design research and business strategy, right? um, Research and business strategy, very interesting, right? Design and business strategy, how are they related, right? um, Google, Apple, Facebook, Instagram are clear cut examples of design and business strategy. They have Google has killed competition because of their design, right? Very simplistic design. They have a fantastic strategy, and all the core is design. Even Apple, um, Steve Jobs had a very, very high focus on design. Okay, and that's what he wanted to be a differentiating factor in his in whatever he did. Envisioning future products, right? So we saw the Haval video. There's so many new things that have been envisioned there, which we probably have not thought about. uh, Creating brands for products and services, right? Brand development. um, so I used to work with Mahindra and Mahindra, and in 2013 we decided to change our brand, transition from an older brand to a newer brand. Okay, the cars were the same, the people were the same, everything was the same, but all we did was say, let's change our logo from this to this. And the new logo was a lot more trendier, a lot more exciting, showed a lot of energy. Okay. So fortunately for me, that project came to me for the automotive sector, and that's when I got hooked on to design. All right. But for me, it was design and business. So I had to ensure that that logo reflected the new Mahindra, and that reflection was incorporated into every store all across India in the Mahindra showrooms. That everything reflected that new logo. Okay, um, so that is designing and creating brands, products, services. So designing logos, designing your graphics, all of that comes under this. Communicating products and services, um, again graphics, animation, all of that. I'll come get into those details a little later. Redesigning products and services. Okay, so if you see the fan that James Dyson's done, um, probably redesigned a fan. Okay, so that's a combination of envisioning a future product and redesigning a product. So that's that, and pretty much every brand requires designers. Okay, and designers are also required across any industry, whether it's education, it's healthcare, it's retail, it's manufacturing, agriculture, everything, right? Um, Right. So I'd like to. So there was someone who asked me a question once when I showed this presentation. They said, "How can design help agriculture?" Okay. So if you see this slide here, what we say here is in 2014, agriculture was delivering about 4 tons per hectare, and in 2034, the target is to generate 7.4 tons from that same hectare. Okay, so this is an open question to you guys. What do you think can change in agriculture so that we increase our productivity? Open question. Feel free to type out anything that comes to your mind. Designing machinery, yes, product design, getting much more efficient machinery, Equipment, yes. Quality of the soil, yes. So Kimara is saying soil testing, right? So you have different soils in different climatic conditions, they would probably change. So for summers, you can grow some crops, for winters, you can grow the other crops, and soil testing is very important. Um, Designing the plans, helping design the plans to increase the yield. Yes, Anushka, that's something I just touched upon. More investment in agricultural field, yes. Farming methods, better use of available land, testing seeds, improving testing seeds, yes. We have genetically modified seeds. Improving irrigation facilities, yes. Placement of vegetation, yes, of course, placement. So you have taller trees which require more sunlight, and then shorter trees that require less sunlight. So intercropping is what it's called. um, Patterns of cropping. Yeah, so good, lot of good suggestions I've got here. Okay, but also realize that uh, there is so much of investment going on into genetically modified seeds, improving your farm equipment, understanding these cropping patterns, all of this. Okay, but the farmer who really farms his land, how do you get the message across to that farmer, right? um, yeah, so right now you have one set of trees that yield X amount of produce, and then you develop a new variety which delivers a much more quantity in a much shorter time frame. So let me give you an example. We have um, My parents have a rubber plantation, okay, and you always see more improvements in the rubber trees. So every year, so initially the rubber trees used to grow, take 5 years to yield, or 7 years to yield. Today you have varieties that yield in 5 years, and then you have the varieties that yield a lot more. But we are fortunate because we are educated, we can do the research, right? But how do you convince a farmer who's illiterate, who's uneducated, to do this, right? So you need communication design. So communication design is like telling the farmer through maybe stories or animations that this could be beneficial. Okay, Swachh Bharat, another great campaign. Swachh Bharat, a message that has to be con, you know communicated to a billion people. How do you do that, right? um, right. So fantastic suggestions I've got. Okay, now coming down to pay packages. Arnav, Satish, you've just joined in. Don't worry, we can start following from here. We'll come back to your questions a little later. Um, Now coming down to pay packages, and this is something that's quite interesting that we've seen for designers. Okay, in the NIDs, IITs, in their 2014, 2015 campus placements, we saw like phenomenal packages coming out. Okay, and this was declared in their placement brochure, right? In their annual sales report. Um, we saw housing.com coming and taking 11 students at 22 lakhs, and Samsung came and took quite a few students. Microsoft took students, and you had top companies paying good money for these designers. But fast forward to 2015-16, okay, we saw somebody getting 72 lakhs, an NID students, okay, 8 students got 48 lakhs. The average salary was 15 lakh. So, and also we found that there's a lot more skills here. Who gets the highest hike? Um, they're saying UI UX designers, right? So in 2015-16, immediately the next year, the top salary was 72 lakhs, 8 students with 48 lakhs, and it went on 40 lakhs, 38 lakhs. There were a lot of big figures. Now, these figures, I don't want you to focus on the figures because it may happen again, it may not happen again. Trends keep changing. So this I don't want you to really focus on the figure, but what I really want you to focus on is the trend. Okay, from 22 lakhs, it's gone to 72 lakhs. Really, really ridiculous trend. Okay, but what it means is that designers are not only being identified, but also rewarded for what they are doing. Okay. Um, but after 2016 they stopped declaring these kind of salaries in the annual reports, so we couldn't get more information. But just so you know, when I compared this with the, the top IITs, okay, we found that the number of job offers are almost double, almost two job offers for an NID graduate. um, the highest salary was almost double of what domestic salaries I'm talking about, not international salaries, but the domestic salary was almost twice as high. The average salary was, of course, higher, and so was the lowest salary. Okay, and one of the reasons for this is that there are tons of engineers, but there are just a handful of designers, and at the rate at which we're going, that does not look like it's going to stop. Okay, very few graduates of design graduating every year, probably not more than about 7 to 8,000. About 25,000 architects graduate every year, but the architects for a population of 1 billion, um, the architects for a population of 1 billion is very low. But even the number of designers graduating every year, I think you guys have a great opportunity in the future. Okay. Now, coming down to some role models, we have Pranav Mistry. Please try and watch his video called The Sixth Sense. Now, this next few people are the ones um, who have made it big, designers who've made it big within a 10-year span. And all these are of the same or similar age group of Shaun and Umesh. We have Pranav Mistry, who heads Samsung Design for R&D. He's, of course, also, apart from graduating from IIT Bombay, he went on to MIT Media Labs. And watch his video called Sixth Sense. Okay. We have Satya Seelan, who heads design for Ashok Leyland, and you should see the new Ashok Leyland trucks. Fantastic. We have Shrikant Yamla, who's a director of planning. We have Madhu Lenka, who only does landscape design. So you drive from the airport to the city, you see beautiful landscape. That's what Madhu Lenka does. Nidhi Parekh, again, a phenomenal personality. She came with us on one of our architecture tours to Italy. So she's building India's first five-star railway station. So absolute state-of-the-art railway station with a five-star Kempinski hotel on top. The project is underway. It's in Gandhinagar. We have fashion designers who've been identified as one of the top, as really potential fashion designers with few years of graduating from it. Okay. Now, coming down to the various disciplines of design, um, just one second. Coming down to the various disciplines, I'm going to go through this very quickly. Um, Design in general is split into multiple fields. Industrial design is something that is physical, can be touched, can be felt, can be manufactured, all that. Visual communication is something which is intangible, really graphics, so videos, animations, all of that. IT integrated design. So your UI UX design comes under IT integrated design. Interdisciplinary design. So this is where you have design mixed with retail, or design in management, mixed with management. So that's what you say as interdisciplinary. Fashion design, of course, apparel, and I will build up on that a little more. Architecture, of course, a very different function of design, but one of the core areas. So transportation, industrial design. Now I'm going to go a little quickly. So under industrial design, you see transportation design, you see product design, you see glass and ceramic design, you see furniture design, okay, you see toy and game design. Um, Under visual communication, you see animation and film design, exhibition set design. Set design is another huge aspect, even though we say it's intangible. Here, the exhibition space is designed in such a way that creates a beautiful experience for the consumers. Um, Film and video communication, another huge area, huge demand in the e-commerce space. Graphic design again required a lot in the advertising and e-commerce space. Photography design, UI UX design. All right. So Janvi is asking a question. How do we know we are real? What branch of design we are really interested in? I'll come down to that. That is exactly what the design exploration program is about. We'll take those details later. So UI UX design is when we interact with machines, human beings interacting with machines. So you saw a lot of it in the Haval video. Tomorrow, our shoes are going to tell us about how healthy we are. Our clothes are going to keep us 5 degrees cooler than the ambient air. So there's going to be a lot of technology integrated with our future lives. Interdisciplinary design, retail experience. We have design management, where we blend. So right now, the design thinking process has been found to be such a good process that they said, you know what? Why don't we take our HR department and teach them design thinking? Why don't we take our admin design and teach them design thinking? Our sales department, and you see all the top companies globally are doing this. All right. Um, what is the full form of UI and UX design? User interface design and user experience design. Okay, or it's also called interaction design. Human interacting with a machine. You punching your keyboard or punching your touch screen, right? That's what it means. Interaction design and experience design. Um, Right. So I'm getting a few more questions. Akash Thomas is asking if Corona would cause great damage to the automobile industry. Hard to say. Hard to say. We don't know. There's a lot of unknowns yet. But let's get on a little bit quicker with this presentation. Fashion design has apparel design, textile design. By the way, the person who got a 72 lakh package in from NID was a textile designer from NID. Okay. Um, Trivia for us, we used to work in General Motors. Shaun, Umesh, me, all of us used to work in General Motors. And in General Motors, an automobile company, we used to hire fashion designers. Can anyone tell me why? Why would an automobile company require fashion designers? The seats, yes, Lakshmi is right. Designing the seats, Anurag is right. The seats, the internal trim, the top, the sides, all of that. You need fashion designers for all of that. So fashion designers are required in the home appliance industry, all sorts of industry, video game industry. Yeah, so we have accessory design as well. Coming down to architecture, we have beautiful buildings. This is designed by Zaha Hadid. Please look up Zaha Hadid. She's an amazing designer. Architecture also includes high-rise structures, interiors. Again, Zaha Hadid's interiors, landscape design, and I'm going to go to one more video, okay, before I move on. Now, this video is one of Umesh's videos. Okay, this is the Jaguar Land Rover project which Umesh worked on, and really, why we play this is to show you the exact process that a designer goes through right from the start to the finish of creating a finished product. Okay. So every designer starts off with sketching, hand sketching. thousands and thousands of hand sketches and they just throw them away. Okay, they keep doing this till they um, do something that they like. Once they find something that they like, then they put it on computer. They make digital models of these. Then it goes to engineering, and they make engineering models of these all on again digitally. They check for stresses, strains, all of these. They improve on the design digitally. So as designers, you also need to work towards your digital sketching skills. Very important. Build up on those skills. And then finally, they make a 1:1 scale model of the car out of clay. Okay, so in this case, in the case of cars, they make it out of clay. In other ways, they make it out of different materials. Once the clay model is approved or the prototype is approved, then they make the actual prototype. Now, this is a prototype car, it's not a production car. When this prototype is approved, then they get into the production aspect of it. So each prototype car runs into a couple of $1 million to make one car, and then when they make it in mass, that's when the cost comes down to about 20,000, 30,000, $50,000. Yeah. So that is one of the projects which Umesh uh, worked on. Okay. Right. So coming back to the slide, we'll send you this ebook, a copy of the ebook. Everybody will get a copy. But just to show you your career path, some of you are before class 10, some of you in class 11, some in 12. So for all of you, we have a career path here. Now, when you finish class 10 and get into class 11, you need to make a big decision. Do I take science? Do I take commerce? Do I take arts? That's a tough decision to make, and we are here to make the decision easier for you. If architecture is one of the options you're considering, science is mandatory. You have to take science. If you're looking at design or fashion, then you can do with arts, commerce, anything, or science, anything would do. Okay. So I'll start off with architecture. If you want to get through to architecture, there are a couple of exams called NATA or JE Paper 2. You take that, then you qualify into an architecture school. Okay. So you spend 5 years in the architecture school and then you graduate with a BArch degree, Bachelor of Architecture. When it comes to design or fashion, um, your target schools are NIDs or NIFTs. They have or IITs as well, but NIDs, IITs, NIDs and NIFTs have a two-stage process, and IITs have only a single-stage process. So by two-stage process, what we mean is the first thing is they have an aptitude test where they test your design sense, your spatial senses, and your ability to envision, think creatively, all of that. They also test your sketching skills to see whether you can really translate your thoughts into paper, you can communicate your thoughts, and that's really what they want to see. When it comes to the second stage, okay, they want to see whether you have a grip on reality. Can you play with materials? If they give you materials, what can you make out of it? Okay, like I mentioned earlier in the Jaguar Land Rover video, prototyping is key. It's a very important factor, and that's what they start testing you in the round two. So prototyping, creating a portfolio, all of that is important for your second round. Portfolio may or may not be required, but prototyping skills are very important. Okay, IITs have just a single stage process, and you graduate as a designer. You spend 4 years as a designer. You get a BDes degree, or you get various other degree options available now. In case you miss the bus at undergraduate level, you can always catch the bus at a postgraduate level. because uh, you can come from any background to back into design. Okay, but if you want to do masters in architecture, you have to have a bachelor's in architecture as well. Okay, that's the only constraint. So questions from Angotu: which design is best? We are not going to answer that question right now. We want you to go through the program. There is no design that's best. Design is required in all areas. Okay. Do not go by the current potential, because if you go, say, at this point of time, say there's high demand for this field of design, 5 years down the line, the landscape may change. But if you pursue an area of design which you are passionate about, irrespective of what happens to the market, you will still do extremely well. Okay. Is it possible to do both architecture and interior design? Yes, Ria, it is possible. Uh, uh, you can do architecture and you can do a master's in design, in interior design, or some, or other designs as well. Landscaping comes under architecture, yes. Um, right. So there are a few more questions coming in. I think we can take that a little later. So I've covered this, I think, pretty much. Okay, this gets into the details of what really is required to study. Uh, but I'm going to uh, put this on to Shaun or Umesh, because I'm done with my part of the presentation. So I hope you found that aspect very helpful. Um, I'm not sure who is going to come on next. Just give me 1 second. Umesh? All right. Handing it over to Shaun, and just make Shaun the presenter.
Thanks, Dion. I just want to ensure that everybody is able to hear me. If you're able to hear me, okay.
Um, Dion, are you there? Are you able to hear Umesh? Because I'm not able to. Everybody just hold on a minute.
Yeah, he said
Uh,
something, so
yes, Umesh, I'm unable to hear you. So would you like to try again or? Everyone just hold on. Umesh is just trying to come online. If he's unable to, I will just take on the presentation. Just give us a minute. Okay, I will be taking over the presentation. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute and I shall start. Just a second. Okay. Okay, I hope you can see my screen in a minute. Just a second. Okay. Can you see my screen? This is Shaun here. Can you hear me? It's a purple screen which says orientation. Can you just type in
Yes, Shaun.
yes so that yes. Okay, great. Okay, great. So my name is Shaun D'Sa, and I am a designer. I used to work in General Motors and in the design department, and I want to share some basic information with you, right? But before we share, I have a quick presentation. We will also do a small exercise later on. Let's do some creative exercise today. But I just want to start off with some basic stuff. So if you have any questions in between, you can type in, and I can answer them as we go by. Okay. So how many of y'all here draw all the time? Just say yes. You may draw on your hands. You may, without you even knowing it, while the class is going on. Like say in my next slide, you will see you're all the time scribbling on your notebooks and your textbooks, and you don't even the best part is you don't even realize it. Okay, like a class will be going on and you'll just be drawing, and you have no clue at the end of it, and you'll see, oh my god, I've drawn so much. It happens to me as well. Whenever I have a pencil or a pen in my hand, I'm just drawing all the time. It just goes automatic. Yeah, so I can see most of you all doing that. Well, great. So this is some of our skill. This is some of our interest that just comes naturally to some of us. If you're so interested. But this is some trait that I've noticed, and I find it quite interesting. Okay, so it's quite a strong trait to have in the field of design. Okay, now before we go forward, can you see this cave painting? Right? What do you see? Can you type in what do you see? What do you see visually in this cave painting? A bull. Okay, great. What color is this bull? Can you? A cow, a bull, yes. Red. Does this bull look muscular? A bison, vermilion color, brown bull. It looks muscular, yes. Okay. Does it have hair on its back, or can you describe the bull? Can anybody describe this bull a little more? A deer, somebody sees a deer, that's fine. I mean, you see a bull, you see a deer, whatever, a brownish red bull. Can you describe this? What do you think when you see it? Has no tail? Okay, someone is saying it has no tail. A weird breed, it seems to be scary, right? Okay, great. Okay, so I want to ask you a question. Do you think this is a crocodile? Yes, no? Is it a crocodile? No, no. Okay, it's definitely not a crocodile. Okay, fine. Is it a dinosaur? No, 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 no. Okay, it's definitely not a dinosaur or crocodile. Okay, I'll tell you the point I'm trying to make here. Okay, this drawing was done by somebody 34,000 years ago. Now, how long ago is 34,000 years? From now back to, let's say, the peak of the Roman Empire, say 0 BC, right, 0 AD or 180, right, is 2,000 years. That is, if you have to go back 2,000 years, you will just reach only 180. That's it. Do you know when the pyramids were built? Does anybody know when the pyramids were built, or approximately when the pyramids of Giza, to be specific, the most famous pyramids that we see? Do you know approximately, roughly? Yes, about 5,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago, roughly around, let's say 4,000 years ago. Okay, so that means what the Romans, or let's say the peak of the Roman Empire, is to us today. That means if you have to take a car and go back 2,000 years back to the peak of the Roman Empire or to 180, okay, though the amount of distance we travel in time, it's almost the same amount of distance that the Romans would have to sit in the car and go back in time to reach the pyramids. I mean, what the Romans are to us is what the pyramids are to them. And when I say Romans, I mean the peak Roman Empire. I'm talking about 180. Of course, the Roman Empire spanned over a considerable amount of time, but I'm just talking about 180. So that is 4,000 years ago. That is from here all the way to the pyramids, right? Yeah, roughly 2,500. Yes, of course. Okay. Now, if we are saying 34,000 years ago, that means you need to go from now to 180, 16, almost 16 times, right? Up, down, up, down, up, down, right? 17 times. And only then you will reach 34,000 BC. So now, so long ago, somebody drew this painting on a wall and we see it today, right? And he or she has passed on that information to 34,000 years ago. And today, when we look at this painting, we still can say it's some sort of an animal, it's some sort of a bull, this is some sort of a color, it is muscular, it's definitely not a crocodile, it's definitely not, a dinosaur, but you can understand approximately what it is. So the information, this information that this person has sent, has drawn on the wall, has lasted 34,000 years, and we see it today. So that's how powerful an image is. That's how, and this is the best part. Okay, that person would be speaking a completely different language of what you would be speaking today, but you can still understand the message that this person is trying to send across. And it also shows the creativity, the creative spirit of human beings long ago. Okay, and of course, recently there was another cave painting. This is the oldest cave painting now. It's 44,000 BC. It was recently discovered in Indonesia. Just a small thing. Yes, Dion has introduced the both of us. That's Umesh and me. And I will be taking some of your classes as well during this DEP program. Okay. Now, let's have a quick fun exercise. Okay. Can you see this pencil right on my screen? I want you to type in what are the different ways you can use this pencil other than writing. Okay, you're not going to use this pencil to write, you're not going to use this pencil to draw. What are the different ways you can use the pencil? No, drawing does not count. So Ronak, drawing, yes, that's obvious. What are the different ways you can use it to make a structure? Okay, can you elaborate? What kind of structure you can make? Carving, yes, go on. Like say, for example, you can carve butter chopsticks, very good. Kevin Varghese, I like that. You can use it as measurement. You can use this pencil as small measurement units of measurement if you want to measure some or take a relative measure of something. Okay, very good. You can make it. You can make put it like a pin for your bun in your hair. Very good. Pen tapping, stacking like a pyramid, tie your hair, and so on and so forth. You can use it to scratch your back. Yes, you can use it to scratch your back. You can use it to scratch your head. You can use it as a bookmark. You can use it to poke someone, right? There are so many ways, in fact, to chew on it. Yes, a little bit of a stress buster. Fabulous. In fact, actually, we use this pencil a lot more sometimes than it's actually intended use. Do we observe that? Okay, do we observe it? How much do we observe out of that, right? That's the interesting part. So that's what design is all about. We're going to make you sensitive, right? We're going to make you sensitive to observing things and understanding things. In fact, it's the big ideas sometimes come out of the simplest of observations, right? Yes, a musical instrument, a drumstick, and so on and so forth. Can you also dig your nose at this? Can you put this in your ears? Yes, you can. Right? It can go into a nose, it can go into ears, right? Now, the point I'm trying to say is safety, right? If it can go into nose and ears of a person, that means what if it's in the hand of a child, right? So a child who's smaller than 3 years old, or a small child, yeah. We also have to look at it from all factors as designers. You know, safety is definitely one factor we need to look into as well. So I'll give you another exercise, okay? Another thinking exercise. See, it's so amazing this whole lockdown is. I mean, usually I have this talk in front of students with all of you all, but see how we are in different cities. You're still able to understand clearly what I'm able to say. I'm still able to get all the creative ideas out of you, like what Dion mentioned, how situations change and environments change, and how all of us are forced to do it. I mean, yes, of course, online classes always did exist. It's nothing new, but right now all of us are like at this in this 1 month forced to do an online class. It's making y'all come more comfortable with technology. It's amazing how things are going on. Things change, which is fantastic, and that's the spirit of all of us, how we quickly adapt and modify ourselves. Let's do another thinking exercise, okay? So all of y'all, I would like to say, I want you to imagine that you have shrunk, you have become very small, okay? You have become like maybe you've shrunk 1 lakh times, okay? You've grown like really microscopic small, okay? And you are on a 5 rupee coin, okay? You've shrunk and you're on a 5 rupee coin. What do you see? Okay, can you type in what do you see? Meaning you can say, I see hills and mountains. I see a small, yeah, you're as small as a coronavirus. Lisa, yes, you're really small. Okay, what do you see? You see a hilly structure. You see a huge number. You see walls. You see a silver floor. Okay, you see pathways on a metal ground. You see metallic bumps. You see a lizard eating me. Very interesting. Okay, I'm getting a lot of interesting answers here. Dirt, carvings. But I like this answer given by 1 minute. Hold on. Yes. Tons of idea coming in. Somebody's written an interesting answer here. I like what Aditi has written. Aditi Asangi, she says she can see an amusement park. Interesting. Okay. She can see an amusement park. Very nice. That's a very interesting way of looking at it. Someone can see, let me see any other interesting. So there are different categories in what people see. Someone, Alankrita Mishra, she can see a lizard eating her, some sort of a creature chasing her, okay? So it's like, you have some sort of, so I've always asked this question and I get different kind of answers for this question, okay? Some people see like a physical world, some people see like an imaginative world, like a physical world is, you can see the whole thing becomes into valleys, and a small dent becomes huge mountains, and all kind of things. But some students also see an imaginative world. You can see an amusement park, something is chasing you, you see something there. Okay, so, or you see an entire civilization, you see an entire a world. How many have seen this movie Horton Hears a Who? Horton Hears a Who. Let me try and see if I can bring that up on the screen. Okay, I don't know if any of y'all have seen this movie, right? Let's say Horton Hears a Who. Horton Hears a Who. Okay, let's have a look at that. If you have not seen this movie, try and have a look at the movie clips. Okay, I would definitely, this is part of your exercise. I want all of y'all, you don't need to watch the whole movie. I want y'all to go on YouTube, and I want you to kind of have a look at least snapshots of this movie Horton Hears a Who. Okay, very, very interesting. Very interesting bit of imagination. Okay, you watch, basically it's nothing but an elephant who's got a small piece of some sort of a flowery thing, and on that is an entire civilization, okay, inside that. And the civilization is unaware of the outer world, so it's like a world within a world. Okay, hold on. Has anybody seen this movie? Horton Hears a Who? Just say yes if anybody has seen this movie. Okay, just go online and see a glimpse of that. Okay, that's in fact, if let's say you were Jupiter, right? A huge planet. And if you look at Earth, I mean, Earth might look like a small dot to you from far away. I mean, maybe you cannot even imagine, but if you zoom into Earth, you can see an entire civilization out there. Okay, so just being very creative and open in the way we think and imagine. And like I said, it's surprising what ideas and imagination comes out of this kind of thinking. Okay, so let's say, for example, if I had to answer this question, and I'm going to the next slide, right? I will say that I see an alien spaceship, meaning I've shrunk it to the coin, I've become 1 lakh times smaller, but I see an alien spaceship. Now, a spaceship does not, an aliens and spaceship does not have to be 1:1 size of us. They can be absolutely microscopic. Who says that they need to be the same size? They could either be much bigger than us, or they could be extremely smaller than us, or maybe they're able to change their size. Okay, their technology is very advanced. The fact that they could be here, and it could also mean they have very advanced technology, and comparatively we are very primitive to them. It's like, let's say you go for a safari, right? And so when you go for the safari, you'll see all these signboards that say, do not feed the animals, do not tease the animals, do not disturb the animals. This is their environment. Okay, be responsible. So maybe the aliens also follow the same procedure. Maybe they're all around us, and we are a safari to them, and they will say, do not disturb these humans, preserve their environment, right? Humans have the right of way. Who knows? Maybe they are there. So let's say I've shrunk 1 lakh into this 5 rupee coin, and I see this alien spaceship. Now, the question I'm asking you here is, I'm not asking you if I am right. I am asking you, can you say that I am wrong? Can you say that I'm wrong? Yes, no. I'm not asking you if I'm right. I could say, but I would say, can you say that I'm wrong? Well, yeah, you really can't say that I'm wrong, right? Because maybe it could be there. Who knows? We don't know, right? So it's just a very, I don't know, just another twist, okay, in the way we look at things. Okay, great. Let's go ahead. Okay, so now the whole point about this design. Okay, I saw somebody asking a question earlier, which design is good. Is this design good or that design good? Nothing is, yeah, Alankrita, maybe not. I don't know exactly. It always, it's always can be in a bit of doubt, right? But there's no point. There's at no time you can say no, you are wrong, right? So I mean, from that point of view, whatever. Anyway, let's not get into that too much for now. So I want the whole point of this design exploration program is for us to explore the different areas in these fields. It's far more than you think. It is far more powerful than you think. People underestimate these kind of programs sometimes, and let's all explore within and see what are the different areas that are possible, because once you have knowledge, then you can make choices, right? Otherwise, it's difficult to make choices without proper knowledge. Okay, what is creativity? Am I creative? Right now, I'm sure. Is there anybody in this meeting that says they are not creative? Can you say yes? You say I am not creative. Anybody? Or everybody thinks that they are creative, right? So creativity is everywhere. Okay, sometimes I've gone for a couple of talks and a few people put up their hands, and or rather I always say how many are creative, and some people do not put up their hands, right? So, and then I always ask them, okay, you know even when you're a small child and you want to tell a lie, right? You have to be creative. You have to creatively come with some sort of an excuse. Only then you can tell a lie. You can need to be creative in everything. When you cook, you need to be creative. Like, let's say I don't have these ingredients. Okay, with all the ingredients that I have, can I be creative? So creativity is in everything that we do. It's us as humans. Okay, it's not just limited to drawing. It's not just it's so if you think creativity is just drawing, not true. It comes out in so many ways. Okay, it comes out in music, it comes out in dance, it comes out in writing. Like, say for example, even you have to write a story, right? You have to be imaginative, you have to be creative. If you're gonna talk, you need to be creative. You need to think about anything, you need to be creative. So creativity is all around us. Okay, but we are going to talk about, or I'm going to talk about very specifically, let's say if somebody likes to draw, or if somebody really is extremely passionate about artwork. Is it just an art? Is art just a hobby, right? Or am I needed in today's world? Am I important in today's world? Okay, and where am I important? Okay, so Dion showed you that video, the video of the car. We'll just have a quick look at the same video, because there are certain parts in that video that I wanted you all to see. So I'm not going to play the whole video again, but there are certain parts in that video that I would like to okay, let's go back to that video, and I'm going to stop at certain parts in that video, right? And okay. Okay, this is the first part of the video that I would like to just tell you, sketching. Okay, so every single car that you see on the road today has started off as a sketch, right? Um, that's exactly how a car started. That somebody has to sit and draw the car, right? Somebody has to think of the car, somebody has to design the car. Okay, so let's say for example you have the best technical people in a certain room or in a certain building trying to design a car. Yes, of course you will come out with a technical car, but your car is not going to be well designed. It's not going to be beautiful. It may not be attractive. So it's not that you don't need the technical people. You need the technical people, of course, but you also very a very important part of the team is you need a creative set of people also. So there is a set of people that draw this car. So when you look at a car, and okay, I was in this department, and you know, when you're a creative person, you need not know anything. You need not really know too much about you know, engineering of how the car really works. Not really. I mean, yes, of course you do have some basic knowledge, but that's not your job. Your job is the aesthetics, the exteriors, the interiors, and making sure that the car is looks good, fits the. Of course, it does. It should fit the criteria of engineering, and at the same time, it's very ergonomic. What's ergonomic is very nice for people to use, right? Very convenient for people to use. Okay, so that is our job as designers. That's what we do. That's the department that we handle. We work with the technical team, with the engineering team to come up with a creative solution. So our job is the creativity, and their job is to make it into a reality. Okay, so this is sketching typically how a design starts. It goes into a CAD model or a computer model. This is also part of the design department. Many people mistake and think that this goes to engineering. No, we are responsible for the overall exterior, the exterior look of the car. This is called an A-class surface. What is an A-class surface? There's an A surface on the top and the B surface, which is below. B gives a thickness. So the A surface is what we as designers are responsible for. And once we approve of this, then only it goes into engineering development, in which they develop the B-class surface and give it thicknesses and strengths and manufacturability and things like that. So these two stages that you see here is still the design department. Okay, so let's go up further ahead. Now first it goes from a drawing to a computer model where you can see it digitally on your screen in 3D. Next it goes, okay, by the way, everybody, I'm going to be talking about different departments, of course, during the entire program. What I'm talking here very specifically is for design, and I'm talking about industrial design or product design. Okay, so each one, like some of you all may be very passionate about fashion, some of you all may be very passionate about animation or architecture or interiors. But what we're going to do in this program is we're going to explore all kinds of design. Okay, so some things you may like, some things you may not like, but you have to sit through the whole thing and understand, because you're gaining knowledge. So even if you want to be an architect, you should also know all the areas of design are like, you know, in the same realm as your area. It's like sort of cousins to you. Okay, so it's good to have good knowledge of this all-around surrounding, and that's the aim of this program, for you to say in the end, okay, I did these 15 different things. I did a project on interiors, I did a project on fashion, jewelry design, I did a project on a couple of things, and 1, 2, 3 animation. These three things I was very interested in, and these three things or these few things I was not interested in. I mean, that's the whole aim of the design exploration program. Okay, so from here it goes into a physical model. A physical model is where you can actually see it in 3D, and when you see it, you can walk around it. There's a big difference when something is built and you're able to walk around it. It gives you a much better sense of feeling than when it's on a computer screen. And of course, this is the last stage where it comes to a prototype, or a prototype is nothing but a mock-up model in which it's physically done. This is not a production model, it's a mock-up model where a one-off piece is done. This one-off piece can actually cost, it does cost in crores. Okay, to make a one-off piece. Some of these models sometimes work, some of them are quite hollow inside, they don't have an engine. But the reason for making these concept cars, they call concept cars, is they go for shows and automobile shows, and you have public opinions as to what the feedback is, right? So once the feedback is good, sometimes some of these cars go into production. Okay, so that's so let's go ahead with our presentations. Sorry about that. 1 minute. Okay, we were here. Now, the other day I was talking to a friend from the US, and he had done his engineering. He works for Apple, Can any of you all recognize this building? Is there anybody out there who can recognize this building? Anyone? Does the building look nice and interesting? Okay, this is the Apple the area, the main area where the design takes place. The Apple company, Apple. Okay, so in fact, all the designers sit here. All the UI UX design, the product design, all happens in this area. Okay, so my friend who was a software programmer had to go to this building to meet up because he was working on a project, and he had to meet the main designers that kind of work here. So you see, the software developer actually goes to the heart or the hub, which is the design department. Okay, they are the ones who come out with all the ideas, and the software developers usually support development, okay, from to them. So basically why I'm showing you this is I just want to make you understand what an important role we play as designers, as being creative people. People do not understand this. Okay, they do not know that designers actually lead in the research and development, in software development. Okay, we are the one of the first teams that come into a project in the most initial stages of development. Okay, so please understand that this is huge, this is big, obviously very prestigious and pays really well. That's the first thing. There's a confidence that I want everyone to have. A lot of parents sometimes I don't see the confidence in them that there is so much of opportunity out here in the world of design. Okay, it's a heavily underrated field. It's yes, those who know it, but many people who do not know it, always have this bias. And that's exactly what we want to do in this program: introduce you to your opportunities and show you what you have. Okay, understanding the power of design, we did that. Now please understand, a designer is not just about being creative and all rosy and a flowery picture. You also have to be very logical as well. Okay, because it's not just about being a dreamer, it's about creating opportunities, helping, looking for opportunities in problems that companies face, whether it's communication design, whether it is product design or IT integrated design, architecture, interior, fashion, whatever it may be. Okay, so in fact, when you go for some of the exams, any of you all who are in the 11th and 12th, there's very heavy emphasis and test to both your left side and right side of your brain skills. That means not only you should be in absolute fuzzy logic, you know, thinking, you should also be in very good in your aptitude and your basic logical skills. Okay, like I said, we've all heard of engineering and manufacturing, or design is a forefront, it comes first. Okay, in fact, engineering, manufacturing are all support systems to design, and so is software development. Okay, uh, so you name the companies in the world, the biggest companies, Microsoft, Nokia, Ferrari, you name it, right? All of them are hiring designers. You name the software industry, you look at your phones, look at your apps, your games, there's so much of creativity in there. Okay, and there's a big need of designers for everything. Okay, that's the Dyson fan, the bladeless fan. I think Dion showed it earlier. A very good example for product. I'm not sure if Dion showed this earlier. A very good example for product design. Okay. In fact, this fan does not have blades. You can actually put your hand through this fan. How many of you all have seen this fan? Anybody can say yes, you have seen this fan? Anybody? This Dyson fan, right? So I'm going to type in there. It's called the Dyson fan. Okay, so all of you all can check it out, right? And that's what you all can see later. Okay, great. So, okay, just a second, continuing. Okay, now this is an interesting example for product design. A life straw. What is it? It's just a simple straw with a filter on the inside. Very simple idea. You can just take it anywhere. You can put it in water that's not boiled. You can just drink through the straw and you can get clean water. So let's say, for example, you're going on a hike. You can carry the straw with you. You can just put it into any stream and it's got a filter in it and you can drink water safely. I mean, just a simple example of very good product design. Okay. In fact, imagine now suddenly there's floods in an area. You can just airdrop these straws. At least people immediately who are thirsty, do not have access to good drinking water, can drink with the water all around them. Or even this could be, sent to rural areas where there is no good access to drinking water, or whatever it may be, a temporary fix. But um, a simple example for very good product design. Okay, let's look at the next slide. Okay, now medical industry. What do designers do in the medical industry? Okay, Johnson and Johnson, which manufactures surgical tools, surgical equipment, hires designers. Okay, hire designers. Sorry. What do they do? Right. In fact, some of our batchmates work in Johnson and Johnson. A doctor, a dentist has a lot of medical equipment, right? Surgical tools, surgical. They have a lot of paraphernalia. There is biomedical engineering equipment, and yes, it all requires designers as well. So, in fact, one of my batchmates who studied with me in Delhi, who is working for Johnson and Johnson, his job is actually to go and observe surgeries, orthopedic surgeries, hip replacement, knee replacement surgeries, dental procedures. He studies doctors, the way they use medical equipment, the way they use surgical tools, and just they see constantly how they can improvise these tools to improvise efficiency in the way doctors work, and to improvise, things like fatigue and concentration, and however it helps. So there's even design in the medical industry. So now, if you think about it, if you look around, there's design everywhere, right? Whether it's a mouse or your phone, your printer, or just about anything, right? It all design touches everything. In fact, even major consulting companies hire designers. There is something called as strategic design management, okay, in which sometimes companies hire these consultancy companies to think, okay, what will be the future? Where is this technology heading? Where are these products heading? What will people be using in the future? For example, your Alexa, right? Everything is now going towards sound control. Okay, so somebody has to think about this. So everything is going through voice control. Okay, wearable devices. So you have even designers working in strategic design management, consulting for companies and helping them think and plan in which direction the companies can focus their um, um, uh, resources on, right? Or which direction companies can go to. Okay. This is a typical design environment. When I said, you remember, and I showed you that image, and I said 3D printing, right? This is typically the kind of environment that we work in, a design studio. I worked in a studio like this. Oh, it's amazing. Okay, it's a very, very creative environment. It's really beautiful. Okay, the next thing is very interesting. Can you see this car on the screen? Do you like this design? Do you think it's good? Yes? No? This it's called Adra, Chevy Adra. Can you type in there? Do you think that this design is good? Yeah, Akash Thomas, sorry. Okay, yes, interesting. Okay. Um, this design is 100% designed and developed in Bangalore. Okay, don't like the design, absolutely no problem. Some of you don't like the design, that's okay. Okay, don't like it that much, no big deal. This car was designed and developed in Bangalore by, so this is basically 100% Indian design. Okay, by a good, in fact, he's a good friend of mine. His name is Abhijit Kumar. He's from Assam. Okay, so I just want to show you the kind of work that's being done here. Okay, I'm not saying that we need to go abroad anymore. There's fabulous work being done in India, all parts of India. Um, Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, Delhi, right? Mumbai, a lot of fabulous design work. We are in the field, we are in the area, we know a lot of people, so we know what's going on, right? It's fantastic. What is the model name? Adra, A-D-R-A, Chevy Adra. Okay, maybe you can type it in. It's a concept car. Okay, it's not come into production. It's a concept car. Okay, concept car is a car that remains a concept but not yet come into production. But why I wanted to show you this is just, this is one good example of 100% Indian design. Okay, how is design changing India? Okay, can you see the rupee symbol? The rupee symbol, what is this? This is done by a designer, a visual communication designer, communication design. This person was from IIT Bombay. His name is Uday Kumar. He designed this rupee symbol. So this is done by a designer. If you look at how the old world was, some of your parents would know, or maybe you'd have seen how, say, Mahindra was in the past, Tata was in the past, and how all Indian companies are now heavily investing into design. Okay. Um, if you do not, like, say for example, the ambassador of Fiat, you don't keep up with the game, you're out. So that's the importance of design. In fact, Pininfarina is the design company that kind of does all design work for Ferrari, is bought by Mahindra. Okay, so you can imagine the importance Mahindra is, or the amount of investment Indian companies are doing for design. This is a photograph I clicked. I was one day sitting in a flight looking out of the window, okay, and I saw this tailgate of a plane. And what did I see there? I saw a lot of, every tail fin had one photograph, one image of an architectural structure in India. Okay, so it just goes to show how an architectural structure represents the people of that community. Like, okay, say for example, if I say Egypt, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Can you type in there? If I say Egypt, what comes to your mind? Pyramids. Okay. If I say sand, yes. Vishaka says sand. I like that. Tombs, mummies, cat eye, human face. Yes, whatever. Okay. So Sphinx, yes. Pyramid of Giza. Um, that's what comes to your mind. Okay. If I say New York, what comes to your mind? New York. If I say New York, yellow taxis, buildings, skyscrapers, Central Park, Statue of Liberty. Yeah. So generally, even if you ask somebody abroad, you say India, they'll type in Taj Mahal, because generally that's what kind of Statue of Liberty. Yeah, I can see that. So there are certain things that come to your mind, and definitely all architectural monuments come there. So it's so important. I mean, it's not important, but it's amazing how these things represent us, represent our culture. Anybody from Mumbai? You can see that. Can you see these mills? I do not know if anybody is here from Mumbai here has seen these mills. So there's these old mills and totally converted into a mall. Can you see from where to where it has gone? So architecture, right? the same thing converted has totally changed the value, totally changed the face of that area. So maybe there was some rundown area, and overnight when it's like this, the whole real estate value of the space goes up. Now everybody wants to be next to this or close to this. So how you can make a change, right, with good design, good architecture, like Dion mentioned earlier. In fact, there are so many departments of design within the same. Even if you look at your phone, it's not just it's product design, graphic design, UI UX design. There's so many different departments of design that come together to make such a complicated product. Okay, in the end, it looks so simple, but it's actually a very complicated product. Okay, now fashion. Okay, fashion also is a lot more than you think. It's not just doesn't stick to just apparel or things like that. It's a lot more than that. Like Dion mentioned, fashion designers are employed in the car industry. Yes, even Ferrari, BMW has fashion designers. Fashion designers work in every corporate industry, creating a full corporate branding. Okay, like say for example, if you think of KFC, what color comes to your mind? If you think what color? Okay, if you think of ICICI Bank, what color comes to your mind? Orange, yes. If you think of say Domino's, right, what color comes to your mind? Yes, see, so you don't realize it, but subconsciously, right? All these things, I mean, are just imprinted in you because you know by default this color is there. It's part of the color scheme, but this is all done by designers, right? Where it's end to end. So if you look at this image, the plane, the decals of the plane, the logo of the plane, the uniforms, all kind of have one theme to it. Okay, helping us identify a brand with certain kind of design or design color. Okay, that's a picture of your car interiors. Like I said, a lot of fashion designers work in car interiors. Okay, anyway, let's go on to architecture. This is, anybody can recognize this building? It's a very beautiful building. Anybody can recognize this building? Or would you kind of guess which country this is in? Colosseum, is it a church? Pantheon, yes, that is correct. Utkarsh, if, that is it a church? Well, it is a sort of a religious area. Um, um, it is called Pantheon. Theo is theology. So pan is worldwide. Pan is all gods. Okay. So when it was initially created, it was created for all gods. Pantheon. Okay. And very interesting structure. In fact, this is the largest dome in the world which is not a reinforced concrete. What is reinforced concrete? Is basically it has got steel rods or steel structure inside, like a skeletal structure. This does not have, it's not reinforced. It does not have the steel skeletal structure on the inside. So it is the largest dome in the world which is not reinforced concrete. Okay, very interesting structure. Yes, this is in Italy, not in the Vatican, but in Rome. Okay, the Guggenheim Museum, right? Another very good example. Dion had covered this, and this is one of my favorite architects, right? His name is Antonio Gaudi. And Antonio Gaudi. Those who, you must try and see his work. Those who are interested in architecture, right? Um, sorry, Antoni Gaudi. Okay, so his work is absolutely stunning. I don't know. I'm a personal big. I'm a big fan of his work. Uh, but I really like the very organic shapes and things that he does. So this is inside of a church in Barcelona, and some of his work that he does. So that's his name. It's called the Familia Sagrada. That's the name here, Antoni Gaudi. So if you all are interested, you can go there and you can have a look at his work. Okay, I would highly recommend. It's quite inspirational. So let's continue. Okay. Zaha Hadid, yes, of course, covered by Dior. Zaha Hadid, she is an Iranian American lady who died recently, and even her work was absolutely stunning. Okay, so career opportunities in architecture and design, like Dion said, we're going to send you a screenshot of this. Now, the whole point here is we're going to do a small fun exercise in all of them, and you will try and get to experience all of them. Okay. So there's architecture, interior design, industrial design, communication design, IT integrated design, fashion design, and interdisciplinary design. Like I said, strategic design management or things like that. Even things like space and retail design come under interdisciplinary design. It's got a mixture of communication design, interior design, spatial design, and things like that. Okay, so there's a whole list in here. Like, say for example, interior design, industrial design. Also, you have toy and game design, furniture, ceramic. Under communication design, photography, film, exhibition. Under fashion design, fashion communication, and a whole lot of things. So that's what this program is going to get you all familiar with, and we will explore it more and more. Okay, so that you become a lot more familiar with these areas of design, and with this knowledge, it will help you to choose better. Okay, so great. And going ahead further, of course, if you want to go further, you want to get more serious, you say, this is something that I want to do. I want to go ahead. I want to make a career out of it. There are a whole lot of exams and a whole lot of amazing schools that you can get into, NIDs, IITs, and CPTs, and SPAs, School of Planning and Architecture. So many amazing schools that you can, top schools in India that you can, top schools in India, very good schools abroad, and the kind of exams that you can go through. All this we will guide you in a step-by-step process. Okay, but for now we're going to all have a fun exercise. I want all of y'all to do an exercise, right? Are you all ready? Shall we do a small drawing exercise, everybody? Yeah. Okay, just a second. Yes, great. Oh, just before we do that, I want to show you all two small videos. Sorry, I forgot to show you all that. And after that, we will go to the exercise. Okay. So I want to show you this video. Hold on. Okay. Just watch this video for now. Okay. This is a concept. This is a concept called the swarm. It's a taillight concept by Audi. And can you see that? It's basically inspired from nature. Okay, it's inspired from how bees or birds fly in a swarm. Insects fly in a swarm, right? So when they follow some certain pattern. So it's the same the same pattern which was taken and kind of adapted into tail lights. Okay, so it's more like an adaptation from nature. It's just a similar example, of course, is your frog legs for scuba divers, what you wear on your feet, right? Frog legs, inspiration from nature, basically. Interesting, yeah. So I just thought I just wanted to show you that small thing, and of course I wanted to show you those interested in. I wanted to show you just a second. Please hold on. Just hold on. I'm just trying to get you a video. Uh, just a second. Just a second. Give me a minute here. Yes. No. Yes, of course. Can you see my screen? I just want you to have a look at this one video, right? Can you see that? Actually, under the hood, you can actually move metal parts and change the basic shape of the car itself. The headlights open like as if it was eyes. Like basically, it's not really a metal body. Can you see that? The door opening. Now you can clearly make out it's some sort of a fabric on the vehicle. It's not really metal. Interesting. I hope you like that. Okay, so well, that's me. My name is Shaun. Okay, I hope you liked. It was a long presentation, but yes, of course, we're here to learn. We're here to get more information. Okay. So just a second. Let me shut that down. Okay. Okay. So we are going to do a fun exercise now. Everybody, I want you all to, in your screen, I want you all to log into edge.dqlabs.in. All of y'all go to edge.dqlabs.in. I hope you all have created an account. We would have told you to create an account. Just a second. If not, okay, I am 1 minute. I've just sent a link there. You should be able to get to that. Yep, it was interesting. Yes, very good. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I've sent you the link edge.dqlabs.in. So you will come here. Now what I want you all to do is, okay, I'm going to turn off my video. I just thought, okay, maybe some of you all can see who I am. Okay, great. So in your video, I want, in your edge.dqlabs.in, I want you to click on my courses. Can you see this, my courses here? If you click on my courses, you will see this design exploration. Okay, I want you to tick mark this design exploration, and once you click that, you'll and you go to learn and say start. Okay, so once again, go here to my courses, go to design exploration, go to learn, and click on start. So when you come here, you will come here to this page. And some of you might come to this page. If you have come to this page, I want to click. Can you see this drop box here? This drop box here, like this, okay? And click design exploration, okay? And when you come here to design exploration, you will see this. You will see the subject called DEEP orientation, okay? DEEP orientation, and I'm going to upload a question out here, okay? I'll upload the question in 5 minutes, but all of y'all, in the meanwhile, y'all can look at my screen. Okay, can you see these boxes? Okay, there are 9 boxes out here, and each of these boxes have a tick mark. Okay, so I want you to take a pen and a paper, a pencil and a paper. Keep it with you. Okay, all of you have got a pencil and paper. If not, just get yourself a pencil and paper. And I want you to draw freehand. Okay, absolutely freehand. Hold your paper like in landscape, not portrait, landscape mode, and divide your paper into 9 parts. It does not have to be perfect. It can be just 9 parts, and create this tick mark on each box. So I want a very clear tick mark like this on each box, 9 of these different tick marks. Okay. So I'm going to give you all 2 minutes to sit and do that. Okay. So all of y'all, once you have got it done, I want you to say yes on the screen that you have got your paper ready. Okay. So yes, Janvi, I will repeat the steps again. But in the meanwhile, just say yes. Those who have not created your account, make sure that you create your. I will repeat the steps. In the meanwhile, just keep your pen and paper ready. Okay, great. So most of you all are saying yes. That is very good. So you've got your paper ready. Divide your page into 9 blocks. Put a tick mark on each of these pages. Okay. Now the next step is I want you all to draw 9 different things that complete this image. Okay. So everybody will have the exact same tick marks, but everybody is going to complete this image with 9 different things. Okay, what does that mean? That means you're going to draw some drawing that this tick mark is a part of. So each one of these boxes can be a drawing, or I leave it up to your creativity. Okay. So it's like, you know, you've played this game where you've looked at the clouds, and you look at a cloud and you see it's a rabbit, or it's a dragon, or it's an ice cream cone, or something like that. So similarly, when you see the stick mark, it's a part of something. It could be a part of a trunk of an elephant. It could be a part of an spider leg. Yes, it could be a spider leg, an upside down spider. It could be anything. I want you to draw the complete image or the image that it completes. You have understood? Yeah. And once you have drawn this image, those who are unable to create your account, draw it for now. We will help you to create your account. Just finish your drawing and we will tell you how to upload. Yes, Ronak, I will repeat the steps on how to upload. For the time being, right now, I will explain to you how to get to the website. Don't worry about the website for now. I will re-explain in 5 minutes when everybody has to upload their sketches. For now, all of you, I want you all to focus on one thing, okay? I want you to just focus on the image that you see on the screen, right? There's 9 different boxes. I want you to draw the boxes. For each of the box, I wanted to create this tick mark. Tick mark has to be exactly the same, okay? And you have to complete the drawing in which this tick mark is, okay? So let me see all the different creative thought processes and your imagination that can basically, you're going to create a doodle that's going to complete this drawing, okay? Let us see what you come up with. So I will give you all about 10 minutes to complete this exercise, and then so I wanted to draw fast. Let's not spend too much time. 10 minutes, and then we will upload these questions. Okay, fine.
In the meantime, Sean, if I could just spend some time just introducing a couple of the faculty that are going to be mentoring the students.
Okay.
Apart from Sean and Umesh, we have Prashant Pradhan and Aishwarya, who've been with DQ Labs for quite a few years and who've been mentoring the students of the design exploration program, and of course all the other students as well. Um, but just to introduce them to you, Aishwarya is a fashion designer from NIFT, and Aishwarya has done some great stuff in terms of fashion. She has her own fashion brand. It's called Pomegranate, and Pomegranate has been featured in many of the top design magazines. And Pomegranate deals with sustainable fashion. Okay, very interesting work that she has, and she will be personally mentoring pretty much all of the students here as one of the faculty, and she will be doing quite a few of the projects. We also have Prashant Pradhan, who's been with DQ Labs, does a lot of R&D for DQ Labs, and Prashant has incidentally also cracked the NID exams. He's been ranked 1 product design. So phenomenal talent with teaching, phenomenal design sense, and he's going to be mentoring the students as well. All right. So that's a little bit about the faculty, apart from Sean and Umesh. We'll also have, I think, Velu on some of the projects, Sunanda on some of the projects. They are both fine artists from MSU Baroda. Again, phenomenal creative senses. What they would also help you, apart from some of the design projects, would be especially in craft making, model making, all of that. Yeah. So that's a little bit about the faculty. I don't know if I've missed anyone else out. Yeah. So we're just
Okay.
waiting. In the meantime, can I run a few polls? Just want to get just about a minute or two. I'll run these polls. I would like you all to just answer these questions. Have you been able to create your account on DQ Edge? Just want to make sure that everyone's been able to do it. If not, you can reach out to us and we'll help you out. For those of you all having trouble with creating the account on DQ Edge, do type in the questions pane saying that you have not created your account, you're finding it difficult to create your account, and we have our counselors online, and they will also be able to help out. All right, I'm gonna end this. The next question is for the students here. Just want to get an idea of the overall, uh, group here, what the profile is of all the people who are. This is primarily for the students who are with us. All right, I'm going to keep this out, and I'm going to finally throw one more uh, poll out. What happened? All right, just one more poll, just to get an idea of who all are here. And right, okay, I'm going to close this poll in another 10 seconds. Okay, that's it. Thank you for taking the time out to answer that. Shaun, you can continue.
Okay, so some of the students maybe do not understand the question I was saying. Do we draw a picture using the tick mark, or each tick mark belongs to a single image? Sonia, Anirudh. Okay, I did not understand the question. Okay, I will redo this. So all of y'all, at least you'll on a piece of paper, you have drawn these 9 boxes. Just say yes. Have you drawn the 9 box? Just do that for a start. Just draw the 9 boxes and draw the 9 tick marks. Okay, you've done that. Okay, fantastic. So let me do
Shaun,
this.
Shaun, you
Yeah.
may need to share your screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a good thing you told me that. Oh, yes, yes. Sorry, I forgot to share my screen. Okay, great. Okay, you can see my screen now, Dion. Okay,
Can be
great.
seen. Can be seen.
Okay, great, great. Okay, fine. So let's quick. Yes, so I'm going to draw blue. Maybe for the first one, I see an eye like this, right? So maybe an eye like that. Okay, let me kind of just draw, see an eye like that, right? And another eye out that, some sort of an bird, some sort of an owl, or whatever it may be. Okay, so it's a part of some animal or some creature or something like that. The second one, maybe I can see some flowers. So, this can be part of some flowers, right? A flower, plant, or something. Basically, it's whatever you see with this tick mark, okay? Like I said, maybe this could be a spider here. So that's the other legs of the spider. right? It doesn't matter. And the spider going up like that, and this may be the head of the spider with eyes. Are you able to understand now? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? What are the questions? Okay. Do you understand now? Yes? Yeah. Basically, all I'm saying is you see that little tick mark. I want it to be as creative as possible and try to, yeah, it is Photoshop software which I'm using, but you just, I'm doing it so that you can draw on the screen, but you just draw it with any pencil that you want to do. Okay, fine. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. Okay. Another one. This could be somebody's thumb, and this could be somebody's fingers, like this. Okay. Can you see that? Right. I mean, that's about it. So that's what I mean to say. Okay. So just what do you see in that? That's all that I want to figure out. What do you see? Now, once you have done, some of you all who have done this exercise, does each box have to be different? Yes, I leave it up. I leave it to your creativity. Okay. Try and make each thing different, or butterfly. Yes, a butterfly. Yes, very good. So that can be a butterfly or an insect like that, right? That's part of the drawing there. You see that? It can be anything under the sun, right? A book, yeah, whatever. I just totally leave it up to your absolute creativity. Bird beak, whatever. Okay. Mm. Okay, so once you have done this, I want you to click a photograph of your drawing, of your sketch, and each of you have to upload it into your account. Okay, once again, how do you get to your account? First of all, okay, let me totally log out so that I will also be able to start from scratch just like you. Okay, you have absolutely signed off. The first thing you need to type on your, let's go to say Google. Google.com. Okay, maybe you can type and say edge.dqlabs.in, or you can type it directly into your screen. That's where it is, edge.dqlabs.in, or you can directly type it here, type the URL there directly in the screen. So this is where you will come to. For those of you who have not created an account, click on login, and I would highly recommend you have a Gmail or a Google address. Continue with Google and follow the steps, and first of all create your account, right? So let's say, for example, that is your account, and you are logged inside. Once you are logged inside, I want all of you all to go to this. Can you see here, top right hand corner, my courses? Okay, please remember you have to do this properly, because all your assignments you will have to upload like this. Click on my courses and you will see this boxes here, this bottom box, career exploration here, which is highlighted here, or design exploration. Tick mark this. Okay, you need to tick mark this so that it says, yes, I want to, this is you're selecting your course. Tick mark the course and say, let's begin. Okay, once you begin, you can see this one, choose learn, click on learn and say start. Okay, once you click on learn, some of you who have taken other courses, it will not show up immediately. You need to go back to this Dropbox. Can you see this Dropbox? And make sure that design exploration is shown up there. Okay. Once again, this Dropbox. Okay. Design exploration is shown. Okay. Scroll down a bit. And come to us, click again, come to learn. Just a second. Yeah, come down, scroll. Okay, you'll get all these statistics here. Just all you need to do is scroll down. Don't worry about all these statistics. Just scroll down. You should be able to see this out here. These subjects. Okay, these 9 subjects here. This is your subject for today, DEEP orientation. This is your subject, okay? Click on the subject, click on the subject, and you'll get this DEP introduction. Start learning, and you will get you just do it once and you'll get familiar. You have to upload all your exercises here. So today is Doodle Sketch 1. Click on Doodle Sketch 1. This is the question. You'll see question 1. This is the question which I've already given to you. Scroll to the bottom. You'll say drag and drop your sketch or choose your file. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, let's say, for example, I'm going to save my file somewhere. Let's say file, save as JPEG image, and I will say exercise 1 answer. Okay, under them, and I've saved my son. So I go back here. Now please see how you're going to upload your sketch. So come to the bottom of the question here, choose file, and click on your answer. Either you can log in through your phones, so you can click in on your phone itself and upload it directly from your phone, or you can transfer it to your computer and you can upload it from there. And once you've done that, click save. Okay, so save, and your drawings will be saved. Okay, now this is the important part, right? You will see all these rating parameters to your right. Okay, so these, first of all, I want you to rate yourself on a scale of 0 to 10. Problem solving creativity. Let's say you think you're 8, okay, or art skills, whatever you think your art skills are, and your detailing skills and your presentation skills, whatever it may be. If you like anything, or if you like anybody's drawing, there are these claps here. You can click on them and you can clap on that drawing. Okay, so and relevance to the problem. Relevance to the problem is basically an exercise was given, how relevant you were to that exercise. Okay, art skills, detailing, presentation skills, relevant to the relevance to the problem. Rate your own self. Yes, rate your own self and submit your scores. Okay, once you have now please listen to me very carefully. Only after you have uploaded your drawing and submitted your scores, only then you will be able to see all the other students. Fantastic, all the other students who have already uploaded their scores. See, some students have already uploaded their scores. Fabulous. Vishaka, Amrit, Raghu, Meghana, Sejal already uploaded their scores. Fantastic. Okay, so once you have done that, we want you to go through, have a look at all other students. Let's say, for example, Sejal, very interesting. See what she has done. She has done butterflies. Oh, she's done these arrows. Lovely, lovely. Okay, I like this. The Ganesha abstract, an M, a pitchfork, a piece of jewelry. Absolutely fabulous. Okay, so problem solving creativity, very nice. Art skills, very good. I really like your art skills. Good sense of detailing. Sorry, good sense of detailing. You're nice. I like your presentation skills and your relevance to your problem. Okay, I like it. I'm going to give a clap and I'm going to submit the scores. Like this, you can view everybody else's sketch, and I want you all not only to rate your own sketches, but I want you to rate at least a minimum of 10 sketches of other students. Okay, why? Because it's always good to see what other students are doing. So great, 5 students have already uploaded your sketches. Absolutely fabulous. Okay, so have you understood to upload your sketches? Everybody, please say yes if you've understood the entire procedure. Yes, type in yes. Okay, some of you all, let me see. Yes, all clear. Those who have got it clear, please type in yes. Okay, those now. For those who are saying no, I will give it in 2 steps. One is, yes, I have created my account, but I don't know how to upload. So just say account created, don't know how to upload. Can you type in that. So because I can do that, I can stage that, I can do that stage first. Is there anybody who has created the account and said don't know how to upload? Just type in don't know how to upload. Okay, anybody? No. So I guess all of y'all who have created your account, all of y'all account created but cannot upload. Okay, no problem. So Shreya, okay, those who do not know how to upload, once again, okay, once again, let's say, let me go through it very slowly. Or those who have not created the account, also please have a look at it. I am going to do this once more. If you've still not got it, either I think we're going to send you a recording of this video. You can go through it carefully, or you can give us a call and we can help you out. Okay, I'm signing out once more. Okay, I'm totally signed out. So step number one, go to edge.dqlabs.in. Make sure that you edge.dqlabs.in. Make sure that you and you go to the URL. Okay, log in. Those who are doing it for the first time, you have to have a Gmail account. If you don't have a Gmail account, just quickly create one and continue with your Google or Gmail account. Once you're in here, select the Gmail account that you want to sign in with, and now you're signed into DQ Labs. At least your account is created. Now, once you've created your account, you will not be able to see your course here. Okay, make sure that you go here, top right corner, my courses. Make sure that this is ticked on, design exploration program, and click let's begin. Okay, and you'll see learn and just say start. So some of y'all will come here. Some of y'all, the next step is you need to look up here. Can you see this big blue tab? For me right now it's showing say NATA JE, which is architecture. You should click on this little drop box here and you'll see design exploration. That is the program that you are doing. Click on design exploration and you will get this. If you get those statistical data, just scroll to the bottom and make sure that you come here, which are all these subjects. Okay, and today's subject is DEEP orientation. Click on that and you'll see your first topic, DEEP introduction. Say start learning and come down here and you'll see quiz doodle sketch number 1. Click on that and then you will get the question. Go down below the question is where your answer you should upload. Now let's say for example you've uploaded an answer and you want to delete it. Can you see this little arrow here? Click on this arrow and click delete upload. Okay, so click on delete upload and your upload will be deleted. Let's say you've done a wrong upload and you want to do that again or whatever. Choose your file. Now it's very important. You can, if you're doing this from your phone, you can directly click a picture on your phone and upload the file. If not, you're doing it from your computer, transfer it to your computer, click on your image, open your file and click on save. Once you've done that, evaluate yourself. You will see your parameters here to your right. So you think of your own problem solving creativity, your art skills, your detailing, your presentation skills, whatever you think, how many marks that you deserve. Okay, basically you're rating yourself first. Okay, once you've rated yourself, relevance to the problem, you can clap if you like somebody's work, and you can, it says save. Okay, so this you'll get a save button here because I've already saved my score here, so it's not coming again. Once you press, only when you press save, you can view other student sketches. Remember, if you don't upload any drawing for that day, you will not be able to see other student sketches. You have to upload first and rate yourself, and only then you'll be able to see other student sketches. Once you see their sketches, also we want you to rate their work. Minimum, everybody who have logged in, everybody right now has to go and rate at least minimum 10 students other work. Okay, that is fantastic. Okay, so those who said no, amongst those who said no, I hope y'all were able to figure it out. Those who said no, amongst those who said no, were you able to figure it out now? Can you say yes? From those who were having a problem, is it yes? Is it clear? Yes. Shreya, yes. Everybody else, what about Nitish? Okay, no problem. Even if your drawing is shown in a different name, your parents' name, okay, no problem, as long as you have your account. Yes. Manisha Garg. Okay, everybody, great. If you're still having a problem, then you can give us a call possibly, and then we can do it. Only the first day, the first few times, it'll be a little difficult. Once you get the hang of it, you'll be able to do it very fast. Okay, so this is how all your work, whether you're doing some work or models, everything is going to be uploaded and it's going to be documented like this. Okay. So, Dion or Umesh, would you like to add to anything, or shall we stop for the day? Or Dion, Umesh?
Yeah, hi guys. Hope you're able to hear me now. If you have any questions, I would want you to take those questions. I understand some of you were having concerns like, okay, how you are gonna organize these classes online. This is supposed to be a physical class, right? So we are using this particular edge tool to deliver the content and also to capture the work that you have done, and we'll be reading. All right, so this has a big way, and everybody can actually see other students works as well, so that way we'll have a very good understanding of what other students of the same batch are also doing. All right, I hope you are able to hear me. I do not know, I'm not getting any feedback, so if you're able to hear me, you can type
Yes, yes, Umesh.
yes
It's
in
breaking up
your
in between, but we
boxes,
can hear
in
you.
your chat boxes. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. So Dion, can we take some questions, some doubts or any issues students are having?
Yeah. So I think at this stage, what we would really like to know. So you've understood the overall picture. Um, you've understood the a small simple exercise which Sean has run. And the idea of the design exploration program is to help you ideate, understand the design thinking process, come up with. Umesh, could you please explain how we help students generate these 30 ideas and then narrow that down to a single idea? Yeah.
Yeah. I'll share my screen. Okay.
In the meantime, if y'all have questions regarding
One
the
minute.
design exploration program,
Like,
how it's
sorry,
how,
Dion, sorry, Sean here. 1 minute, just a second. See, very nice. I really like the sketch by Prosenjit Pal. Very good sketch. I like see the way you've done this whale. Have a look at this, everybody. Very beautiful sketch. Okay, very neatly done. I like even the face that you've done. Very good sketching. Very good artwork. Sorry, I just saw this as a very nice sketch, and I thought I should let you know. Okay, sorry, Dion, over to you. Over to you.
yeah. Um, right. So
Yeah. Can I share my screen?
yes, go ahead and share screen.
Dion, can I see this?
Yeah, would you like me to? I'll
Okay. I
make you a
think I need to
presenter.
be made the presenter.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Umesh.
I still cannot see the option of, yeah, of course, it's now I get it. All right. So first of all, thank you everyone to be so very patient and being with us so long. And I also would like to thank Dion and Sean to give us an exposure about the various aspects of design, career options in design, and all that. And Sean has also shown us a couple of great examples of good design. Okay. Now, one of the important things to be a great designer is asking the right questions and also generating crazy wild ideas. All right. Um, only then we will be able to create ideas of some value. Okay, so you got to be asking the right questions. So I'm going to shortly tell you what are the kind of questions that you should be asking and how would you generate wild ideas. All right, the focus of this DEP is number one, to help you understand whether design is a career option for you or not. You may be passionate about design, you may be doing some creative work and etc., but is design a career option for you is a serious question everybody wants to know, right? So we are giving you an opportunity to experience various disciplines of design and help you navigate through solving problems like a designer does. And at the end of the program, you will be in a position to assess yourself whether you can pursue this as a career or not. So in this, excuse me, I'll just close the door. I'm sorry for that. So we'll be having 15 hands-on projects related with architecture, design, and fashion. So in architecture, we'll be having 3 projects related with shelter design, exhibition design, and interior design. And in the general design, we have logo, game, stop motion animation, app design, character, photography, automotive, and poster designs. And under the fashion category, we have apparel, jewelry, shoe, and school bag designs. All right. So um, when I say when we ask the right questions for each of these 15 projects, when we are designing or problem solving, we'll be asking certain questions to address the problems, to understand the problem better. The first question that everybody will be asking is, who is the user? Okay. Now, user is different, buyer is different. I hope you understand. For example, let us say you want to buy a gift to your friend. All right. So when you're on his birthday, so when you're buying a gift for the friend, now who is the user? You are the buyer and your friend is the user, right? So it is very much important to understand who is the user for whom you are designing the stuff. Okay. The second question you will be asking is, what is the context? All right. So context of using that product. Let us say you have a pen and you're using a pen to cut a vegetable, right? That is not the right way of using the object, right? Because the object is designed for a particular context. It is used to do a particular kind of a job, right? So whenever you're designing any product or a service, you have to ask the right questions. The second right question that you should be asking is, what is the context? Okay. And third is, again, the what is the usage or purpose, right? um, for example, let us say the purpose of a bottle is to fill in water and drink water, but a bottle for a cyclist will be way different than a bottle designed for a person who is going to a workplace, right? So these are the 3 questions that you should be asking for all the design problems that you'll be working on. Who is the user, who is the context, and what is the use or the purpose, usage or the purpose, right? And what we do is we will be helping you generate 30 different ideas for each of these projects. Let us say the first project that you'll be working tomorrow is apparel design. Okay, so Aishwarya will be taking apparel design for you, and she will be helping you understand, asking these 3 questions like, who is the user, the context, and the usage. And what we do is, let us say you have to design a garment for, it's a very interesting context. Okay, so you have to design a garment for medical professionals. Okay, now especially considering the COVID-19 situation, right? It's a protective gear, it's a garment, it's a gear, right? So it's part of the apparel design. So if you have to create a garment for a doctor treating COVID-19 patients, how would you design? Now you may come up with one design and say, sir, this is my best design, but that is not true. Okay, there are so many possibilities that you will have to explore, and we will help you explore those. And how we do that is we take six different themes. Okay, and the themes could be different. Like for example, um, the themes can be very different. Like for example, taking inspiration from aquatic life, let us say. We do not know, I mean, even animals use different means to protect themselves from external germs and etc., right? So that could be one of the themes. The theme can be an inspiration, uh, by which you can generate different ideas. All right, so you can see that in action starting from tomorrow. All right, and we would want you to develop ideas like this. Like for example, just a small example done by, I think this is by Stephen Tharoor, student. Okay, this was last year's DEP program. Now, as you see, this is exercise done for a logo design. So he had come up with a brand name for a company, and he has also explored 30 different designs. Now, I would want you to notice how neatly, meticulously he has come up with ideas. All right, and you also have to observe the clarity of the drawings. So for this, we recommend you to use a black pen. It could be a gel pen, a Reynolds pen, or etc. All right, but the output that we are expecting you to come up with is legible drawings like this with a pen, and not drawings like this with a pencil. Okay, yes, it takes a little bit of going outside of the comfort zone to experiment or draw with the pen directly, but I think it's a very good thing to experience. Okay, so that you can build your creative confidence, right? And secondly, what we do is we take up one of the good ideas that you have generated over the period of next 20-25 days, and we are gonna ask one of our designers to develop that into a professionally looking product. Okay, we do this for every student. The reason why we do this is to basically showcase how good your idea is and how potential your idea is, right? Because if I tell you, if I look at this drawing and I tell you that, okay, this is great, you have great future in for becoming a product designer and etc., you may not relate. Your parents may think that, okay, I am trying to be very nice with you, but no. When we see a potential, we actually ask our designers to develop it in-house, like a graphic like this, and we will show it back to you to build that creative confidence in you, right? And in fact, this graphic will also go into the certificate that we give you upon your completion of your design exploration program. All right, so at the end of this program, you will have greater clarity to whether to pursue design or not. Just to give you a sequence of activities that we will be doing, you will be working on 15 design projects, and we'll be having 3 industry or school visits. Because of this particular lockdown, we have planned for industry interaction. Okay, so and day we will have tomorrow. From the next week onwards, every Monday we'll be having interaction with professional designers and faculty of design schools and some design students, so that you can interact with them firsthand and understand how the profession is and it will be, and what challenges you'll have to face, or what prospects you will have, and etc. And yes, you'll be working 30 ideas per project for 15 projects, so you will be ending up with 450 ideas. Now all these ideas will have to be uploaded on edge.dqlabs.in. So you have a small experience of uploading your on Edge by doing this. It's the same method of uploading your edge.dqlabs.in, right? And yes, so there are some cool documentaries on famous designers. We will be letting you know in the group that we have created for you a day before, so that you can watch those design documentaries and come attend the class, and we will be discussing about certain aspects that were showcased in those design documentaries. And these are available on Netflix. The series is called Abstract. They have two series now, so they're pretty very nicely done documentaries. So we will tell you which documentary to watch when. Okay, for example, tomorrow is apparel design, so we would send you a message after this meeting to watch a particular a particular documentary related with fashion design or apparel design. Okay, then as you upload all your work, you are in a process of documenting your work. So at the end of the program, collect all these images and compile it into a simple PowerPoint presentation. And that presentation will be you'll be given an opportunity to present that for everybody during one of the classes. And yes, we will be taking one brilliant idea professionally developed for you, and then we'll also be giving you a certificate of completion at the end of the program. We also do validation of your skills, interest, and we also review with the parents. So if you look at the schedule that we have sent, 8th and 9th, we are dedicating 20 minutes of our individual time, Sean and myself, to attend to the parents. So we will give you an option to choose the slot and the mentor with whom you would like to have the review. So in that 20 minutes, we'll be going through the entire work that you have done, diving deeper, the hidden potential, probable design areas that you can pursue further, and you can also ask your personal questions related to your image of certificate that we give for students who have successfully program. Okay, and that we will be sharing in a public gathering, in an event that we will do once the lockdown is lifted and we are all safe to have an event like that. All right. Okay, so this is the idea of the entire program, and once you go to all right. Any doubts? Please feel free to ask. All right. So we will be sharing this particular recording with you. I hope you will be able to listen to that, to the areas where you can Okay, Dion, would you like to take over?
Yes.
So Arushi is asking, yeah, these classes are from 3 to, yeah. Go on, Dion.
Yeah, so firstly, I hope all of y'all have really got an understanding of, to summarize what's happened today. Initially, we've given you an overall understanding of the, design, the realm of design in general, the potential it has, the potential that you have to contribute to design, and the future of design. And apart from that, we have also showed you some examples, done some exercises, and finally, we've come down to what the design exploration program is about, how it's going to happen, the session which Umesh took, how it's going to happen, and how you are going to um, benefit from it. Okay, so we hope that you have understood the overall idea. Yes, the DEEP Deep 2020 program is from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday. Okay. So we hope that all of this is clear. For those of you who have joined us, we're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. And uh, for those of you who've not yet joined us and would like to join us, please connect with the counselors. Um, what you can do is you can type out a message in case you're interested not in joining. You do connect with your counselor. If you've not connected with any counselor yet, uh, what I am doing is typing out a number here, 959 Uh, please send a WhatsApp message uh, to and I will guide you on to the right counselor. Okay, so yeah, in case you have further queries regarding this program, in case you would like to join, anything else, we've reached 6 p.m. and uh, we have yes. So Sejal, yes, there is a course fee. The design exploration program cost is a 4 week program and would come to you at 20,000 plus tax. That's 23,600. Okay, but do connect with us, and our counselor would guide you further. Okay, um, Meghnan, I'm planning to do the second year NID UC course. Is this also needed? Do connect with our counselors, and our counselors would help you out. Nithila Brahmadeva, uh, Nithila, please do one thing. Please message me on 959 100 1000. I will direct you to one of the counselors who can help you out. Okay. How about the materials required for apparel furniture design? A question from Anusha Soundar. Anusha, we will give you materials. We understand that there is a situation where you cannot get all the materials. What we will do is we will get you materials which can be easily found at home. If you cannot find any of the materials, we will suggest some alternative ones. All right. Um, but do message us on 959
Dion, can I just add here?
Yeah, please go ahead,
Yeah.
Umesh.
The materials that are required for this particular program is easily available in our households. Okay. To begin with, what we require is A4 sheets and a pen. Okay. And apart from that, if you have color pencils, nothing like it. If you have chart paper or cardboard boxes like that comes for the packaging as a packaging material, we can use them. Okay. And simple bath soap for one of the programs, one of the projects, automotive design projects, a soap and a spoon and a fork or a spreader. Okay, how we using those materials and doing these projects. Okay, so no special material is required. So we understand the situation. So accordingly, we'll be using the material that is easily available, and we'll be doing this program. Okay.
All right then. Um, okay, could we repeat that? Umesh, I think your line broke. But what? let me just summarize what Umesh said. Um, Umesh said that we will use easily available materials available at your house. For some of the programs, all we need is a bar of soap, a spoon, and like a spreader. Okay, for something for you to carve the soap. That's all we require. So whatever materials we require, you will find at home, and you will be creative in finding these things. Okay, so don't worry. You don't need to step out of your house. We don't want you to do that in this time. Um, and that's good. So Angotu, can we have the link for NATA preparation? Yes. Please message me on 959 100 1000, and I will direct you to one of our counselors, and you can get it from them. All right. Right. So thank you so much for being here and being patient over the last 3 hours. We really enjoyed this session from our side, and we hope that y'all will enjoy the next 4 weeks of this program. Okay, all the best to you. Yes, the recording of this session will be available. We will be uploading it in that on our YouTube channel, and in the same and we'll upload it in our YouTube channel, and we'll share it in DQ Edge. You'll come down to the DQ Labs orientation, the design exploration orientation folder. We will upload it there so that all of you can access this. So hope you can do that. Angotu, the number is 959 100 1000. I'm going to send it again, 959 100 1000. I'm going to send it to all. Right. Right. So let's end this meeting here. Um, Please do send your questions on the phone number, and we will take it from there. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shaun and Umesh, for being here, and looking forward to seeing all of y'all join the DQ Labs Design Exploration Program. Right? Stay home, stay safe, and happy Easter once again. Thank you so much.